I'm speaking with family or friends of the family who agree with my content. They had a message say smile for the thumbnail. Tell me a joke or something, because I'm not in a smiling mood. I'm going to talk about what I spoke in my last live. I'm going to elaborate on black crime, so called. So called should always be in front of black on black crime. This reminds me of that term gaslighting. Wazungus can never talk about black on black crime. While their very system, history is criminal. And we contribute to it when we call ourselves black. Look up the word black. You'll find a synonym for black being criminal. That's why I speak in my videos about learning your ancestry, learning your roots. And I ain't talking about Kunta Kinte. You find your roots right here in America. I've been to Africa. Wasn't accepted. They looked at me in the face and said, "You're not African." And you're not. I come with a lot of wisdom to share with you all because a lot of you don't have grandparents to talk to. I was blessed to have both my grandparents, grandaunts, granduncles. So I got to talk to a lot of old folks and learned a lot. And I've gathered a lot of information. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled a lot. And I've amassed resources will allow me to have a lot of time to do what I want to do. And this is what I choose to do, to try to raise my people. Try to show you that the way to be successful is doing something for yourself. That's what everybody does. We've been sold a fake bill of goods to depend on someone outside of ourselves, whether it's religion or whether it's another community. I call them Wazungus. All they mean is foreigners, Swahili. Okay, man. You need to read and study, people. Learn your history. That's why I say know yourself, know who you are. When you know who you are, you know who everybody around you is. There's been so many. You know, when you teach truth, they say you're teaching hate. But when the Wazungu brought us here and murder us and generational rape, murder, massacres, that's not hate. We ain't supposed to talk about it. You know why? Because it condemns him. For some reason, he don't want to look at the past because it condemns him. Well, if truth condemns you, you're condemned. I didn't come here to pussyfoot around with nobody. I have a mission. And I will be successful in my mission. It starts with one person who is independent. Sure, I like to have people I can speak with and improve myself, have intelligent dialogue and conversation. But my people, man, that's around. They got to go to work. They ain't got time to listen. They're in a rat race. So since I'm blessed to have the wherewithal to make these videos all day, I want to use it to the best of my ability to share my skills with you all. And I say these things about me to show you I'm qualified, not to brag or to say me, big I. No. Because when it comes to melanated people, my complexion, there's always a something that tells you that we're not qualified to do what we're doing. What am I talking about? Well, I went to a high class, what they call it, black BCU, black college. And I wonder why people tell me I didn't look like I go there. They thought I was I had people just come out and tell me, you don't look like you go to Dillard. I said, what? I don't look like it. So that's why I want to tell people I'm qualified. Because this color is associated with crime. Yeah. Being black is a crime. So when they speak of black and black crime, they're speaking of the criminal that they have made. They have manufactured criminals here. What do you think slavery was about? Crime. Centuries. Crime. We don't have to go all the way back to slavery. We can just talk recent, my lifetime. Integration. Forcing the people, or gaslighting of people to believe that they have to leave their community and go to a hostile community. That was the right thing to do. Criminal. That was criminal activity right there. No other people would have bought that idea. But we, like sheep, easily led in the wrong direction. Hard to lead in the right direction. And those of you who really follow Dr. King, he started off teaching that we need to join hands in hands, and people gonna look at your character, not your color. But before his end, he realized that was just a pipe dream. Here we are, aliens in our own country. And he said, by me integrating you, getting you to integrate, I put y'all in a burning house. So he was like, man, what have I done? Yeah, he was coming to his senses. So they didn't have to, but what do criminals do when you wake up? Shut his mouth, because he wasn't going to be shut. I was studying Huey P. Long. Have you heard of him? Look him up. Huey P. Long. He was a governor of Louisiana back in the day, way back, before my time. And he believed in share the wealth. He wanted to eliminate poverty. He said, we're a prosperous country. Why are these poor folks here? They got rid of him quick and in a hurry. Any Mzungu who spoke up in defense of us got rid of him. The Kennedys, they spoke of us. Not to be political, but the person who they trying to incarcerate right now, he spoke of us. But it wasn't on TV. They don't show that on TV. Believe the report when he says a revolution will not be televised. Only thing be televised is your destruction. If you watch the movie Get Out, when he was hypnotized by that TV, he went in a sunken place. That's what most of you are. You're in a sunken place. And you fell down and you won't get up. You can get up. You need a little push, a little motivation. And I'm not speaking to all of us because some of us have been motivated and have amassed a lot. There's quite a few millionaires among us. So we're not all lazy and believe in integration. Yeah, I'm just speaking things on my mind I've been wanting to share for a while, so bear with me. You're going to enjoy it. As I said, I got solutions. People right now probably can't pay their rent, don't have food in the house for the children. I want to help you. But if you're not willing to take one step to help yourself, some people don't see. Sometimes they look at you and your beard and they think you. I've had people offer to buy my groceries. Man, I can buy their store. What you mean? Buy my groceries? I can. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm prosperous. I've been really blessed. But I'm criminalized. In America, this is criminal. People in my family say, well, my great aunt told me this. She said, don't get with another dog person because two dog persons are evil. Two dog persons are evil. Yeah. In other words, don't be with your own kind. Mix it up. That is criminal. That's how our downfall came as Moors. We wasn't only sleeping with the people we conquered, they started making babies with them. And their offspring is what actually rose up and started their downfall, kicked them out of Spain, kicked us out of Europe. That was their children from Mzungu women. Because before, now they would tell you, the Mzungu would tell you they were the first slaves. You don't know what Mzungu is? Go back and rewind the tape. They would tell you they were slaves. And so yeah, they was our slaves. We wasn't supposed to be sleeping with them, but that's what they did. The Moors. So their children came up, stole our inheritance because they was in the bloodline and they identify with their mother more than with their father. Don't believe anything I say. Do your own research. I'm not gonna lie to you about anything. You've been lied to enough. Matter of fact, everything you've been taught is a lie. Now they say black on black crime. That's wow. You see, Mzungus don't want to look at themselves as criminals. So they want to project you as a criminal. And we buy into it. So let me tell you, I've been in Chicago. I've never been frightened in Chicago. I've walked places. I walked all over that place. Nobody bothered me. So why they want to paint that picture of Chicago? Now, crime do take place. I mean, people are shot, killed, yes. But this is how they handle it. Instead of investigating the crime, the victim, since they're black, they say they would participate in criminal activities. So they don't even investigate. You see? So we don't know who's shooting all these people. I do know that in Atlanta, when was this? I want to say the 80s. They had this black children was disappearing. And they finally got this black man. They set him up for the crime, Wayne Williams, I think. And then we found out later, 10 years later, it was FBI. They had a program where they was trying to stop the rise of a Black Messiah. That was J. Edgar Hoover. So the reason why they was killing people in Atlanta, because that's the place that Dr. King came from, and they had fear that a Messiah was going to be born there. And they were trying to, the same thing in the scriptures. When the stars say Jesus is going to be born in a certain place, that they came there looking to kill him. They kill all the children. But then they criminalized a black man. He was very smart, by the way. Had no proof. Matter of fact, most of the people locked up on stupid stuff. No proof. Criminal. And the reason why they picked Chicago for these criminal activities is because last I heard, it's mostly run by black folks. Okay. So what's that saying is that if the cities fall, go to hell, it shows that black folks cannot run a city. Criminal. Nobody addresses the problem. Congress, president, I heard one president speak about it. They're trying to incarcerate him. But all these years, when that was building up, people like it didn't happen. But let me ask you something. if you're fed hatred all your life, because if you're under 50, that's all you've seen is hatred. Every time you looked on TV, you was a criminal. All that hate, hate, hate. Don't you think it's possible you've been taught to hate yourself? Have you heard of the Stockholm Syndrome? Well, let me tell you a little about that Stockholm Syndrome. I love this forum, man. I've been broadcasting, but I haven't been getting a lot out to the public. It really feels good to share my heart and mind, because this is my mission. This is what I'm to do. And I don't care if none of y'all come. I'm going to do what I'm here to do. The conversations I have so far have been mostly with Mzungus. They don't have any fear, you see. They'll come and speak to a radical black man. They don't care. But a lot of my people are so afraid. They see this, they say, oh, I can't talk to him. He's a radical. Please stay away from me. Yeah, don't. I don't want fearful people around me. Matter of fact, if you sneak in, you're not gonna be around me long, because I'm gonna pick up your fear, and you out of here. It's time out for that. When you got the heavens on your side. I ain't lying to you. You go outside and look up. You got ships up there that you put up there. Well, your people put up there. This is really a great day, in spite of the carnage you see among us. But once you wake up, it's over. They can't help us until we wake up as a collective. Because you have to have a certain vibration. See, that's how they communicate, with vibration. I go out 3 a.m, look up, communicate with them. I get messages all the time. Well, let me stop on that. Some of y'all done cut off already. You don't believe me. Why? Criminal. And because a lot of y'all have been mistreated by people who look like you see anyone else, he's criminal. So what I'm saying is that the Stockholm Syndrome basically taught those who are being in prison to identify with the ones who was imprisoning them. This took place in Stockholm. There was a bank holdup, and the bank robbers wrapped dynamite around the bank employees and make them lay on the floor and say, you do this, we're going to blow you up. And eventually, because they didn't have any power, because of fear, they began to identify and help the people who was trying to kill them. It's the same idea why black babies, it gets so high, the girls, you show them a black doll and a white doll, which one they choose? This experiment was done in the 70s. But you do it today, you're going to get the same results. Because everything they see about themselves is negative. And here she is, Black Beauty. saying she want the white dog. So when she grew up, she want the white dog because she's been taught that that's better. It's gonna treat her better. Everybody's gonna like the white dog. Criminal. And you think it's okay? No, that is criminal act. It's criminal in the eyes of God for you to hate. Period. You don't hate anyone, but to hate your maker, to hate yourself, people look like you really have been I don't know a word, I don't even know a word for it. But that's what enslavement did to us. It made us hate ourselves. Not me. My family was never enslaved. But I'm speaking when I say us, I'm talking about as a people. You see, I did my research and I talked to my grandparents. I said, no, they called us the free blacks. And when they use that term in history, they try to say the blacks who was freed from slavery. No, the free blacks never were slaves. You can look at them and tell. The women still wore the turbans, the long dresses. The men had their beards. We wasn't black. We wasn't calling ourselves black. We're Moors. Not Moorish either. Moors. I just don't use the term Moorish because it reminds me of the term Jewish. And we know Jewish means Ishi kind of Jew. We wasn't Ishi kind of Moors. We were Moor. And if you study the history of the Moors, you'd be proud of who you are. And I'll tell you, even the stuff about slavery is manufactured. How much time I got? I got all the time I need, but I'm gonna just respect your time, let you do some more study. And then when you do your research on the internet, listen to people who are making sense. They sound something like me. You know, they're telling you to be proud of who you are. They're not focusing on the negative without a solution. Yeah, you got to talk about the negative to show the positive, but I always got solutions. You know, they call me special. You know, like special education. But I always took it as a good thing, being special. But you see how the words, they try to make special look like something bad. And the reason why they call it special education and that you had learning disabilities is because they wouldn't face up to the fact that they didn't know how to teach you. And children wouldn't take that. If you didn't have anything to teach them, they rebel because they are there to be taught. So they call them special ed. Children who wasn't going for the okie doke. That was the ancestors in them. So the Stockholm Syndrome is alive and well among us. They call it black on black crime, but the crime has been done to them. Who brought dope into the neighborhood? Cocaine, marijuana. Who bring guns into the neighborhood? We don't manufacture no guns. We don't transport no dope. Criminal in neighborhoods all across America. It's another bomb they drop. Oh, and let me tell you this. You keep watching me, you're going to learn a lot. Tulsa, what they call the Wall Street, Greenwood, That didn't just happen in Tulsa. That happened in, man, at least, I won't say hundreds, I say about 50 cities around America. Do your research. Go to Red Summer, 1920, Red Summer, and come back in the comments and tell me what you found. You'll be shocked. And I haven't told you about the massacres around the country. At least 30 I've documented. They set up as refugee camps. And you know, to be called a refugee, it means you from another nation. You're not a U.S. citizen. Oh, it's a lot to this. That's a lot to this. But if you are at a strong mind, if you really want to know, I'll help you. Not only in many ways I can help, but you got to be genuine. You got to be righteous. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. I didn't have a specific topic other than to address that black on black crime, which is criminal to say it. To say black on black crime is a crime. Because everything that has happened to us has been criminal. But they don't want to look at that. They want to look like we're the cause of the crime. No. You miseducate, don't teach them, do not have jobs for them, which is not your responsibility. They're supposed to be intelligent. We're supposed to be intelligent enough to create our own jobs. But you feed them a lie about go to school, get education. They don't have no jobs for them. Forced to do criminality. You think people do crime just because they like it? Oh, I think I'll go rob. No, they got families to feed. People are always forced into crime. And you can judge a society by how much criminals they have. America manufactures criminals more than any other country. That's why you got more people in prison than any other country. And do you think they're interested in cutting down crime? All they talk about cutting down? No, they building more and more prisons. Criminal. I watched these people at almost 8 decades. Criminal. So stop calling yourself a criminal. Black. You start getting some respect. But don't just call yourself anything. Do your family research. Find out who your ancestors are. And tell them I'm Choctaw. I'm Cherokee. That's a start. Then you find out that all the Indian nation was part of the Mohammedan tribe. Then you go back and say, oh, I'm a Moor. But don't do it because I'm saying. You need to find that out for yourself. Oh, well, I was start talking about Africa. Slaves, they came from north to south. Did you see the movie 20 years, 12 years a slave? That's the only slavery we experienced. They took the skilled people from the north, brought them to the south, and on a certificate they put Africa. Because at one time, the ancient name for America is Africa. Stick with me and you learn all these things by and by. I can't teach you everything in one night, but thank you for listening. Peace, and I love you. That's why I'm doing this. And I don't need a lot, just a few. I'm not coming for everyone. But the longer you stay away, the harder it's going to be for you to come. Okay? If you don't have if you have fear, yeah, just stay away. Peace and love.